Hi guys, I'm Joy, and I'm here to share some more of my Appalachian story time with y'all. Before we start, I just want to mention that my friend Roland Smith at Mountain Bush Crafters Alliance is having a special singing tomorrow, and y'all don't want to miss it. So let's get started with the story, shall we? Music was a very big part of my childhood growing up in the eastern Kentucky mountains. We were truly blessed to have some of the best, never famous musicians in the world. There's something special about a musician that works a full-time job and still learns to play a banjo, fiddle, guitar, or juice harp just for the love of music. Looking back, August was the month spent outside the most. Words like hot and humid were lost at the end of the trail through the woods to the swimming hole. Every evening, folks would gather after supper on the big front porch. My papa played the penny whistle and the spoons. The spoons were the drums of the Appalachian people, the rhythm of its soul, I guess you could say. Folks used to appear as if by magic with fiddles, banjos, guitars, and juice harps. Children ran around the yard playing tag or catching lightning bugs in jars. Mountain music seemed to draw from a wide variety of genres, yet never seemed to fit in one particular box. I never could figure out why that was. The music always started with lively Irish jigs and bouncy step songs. And women back then, there was a special way of dancing that they all learned. It's called clogging now, is what they call it, or Irish step dance, or whatever you want to call it. And the men did it too, and they do the jig, is what it was called, the Irish jig. And both of my grandparents were phenomenal dancers. They really were. And my grandma, my Mima especially, she was really good in her day, and she could have been anything she wanted to. But she had everything she needed, she used to say. And I try to keep that motto, I guess, if you want to call it that. Just be happy with who you are and where you're at, and everything else will work out just fine. The music always started with lively Irish jigs and bouncy step songs. As the evening went on, and jars of clear, or moonshine, we always called it clear, everybody knew what you was talking about, began to appear, the music moods turned toward deep, soulful tunes that spoke to the heart of heartbreak and loss, poverty, and working hard. No matter what music had been sung on those hot, sticky nights, it was all with deep, soul-stirring respect for a good lyric and melody. Appalachian people, we didn't have much, but what we did have was an appreciation for good music. Just flat out good music. Didn't matter where it came from or what you labeled it. Country, bluegrass, mountain music, whatever. It was all, as long as it had a good lyric and a good melody, everybody liked it. The youngest children would always end up asleep on colorful quilts spread on the lush green grass. They used to go out there, all the women go out there and put all these quilts down, and the kids, after they got done running around and exhausting themselves, they would all fall asleep on those quilts. I loved those nights sitting on the grass, listening to every note, every melodic word. I would sit there and I would listen, and it was amazing. The music would draw you in, and then the fact that we were all outside and it was warm and sticky, and there was just something about it that made your heart feel good. It really did. Sadly, I can't play an instrument, and when I sing, my dogs howl. But I can belt it out anyway, and bet you me I do on a pretty regular basis. Singing in the shower, singing following along, singing with people, singing with the radio. I'll do that. Oh yeah, I'll drive people out of a car. I don't care. One thing I could count on from those musicians on the porch was every one of those impromptu concerts, they would end with gospel music. Without fail, As the night began to wind down, someone would yell, "Take us to church!" Somehow folks who'd never sat on the inside of an actual church building knew the words to the oldest of hymns. Gospel music was just something all of us holler-rats seemed to know. We were surrounded by family and friends. I was loved. I was saved. And there must be a God who created these beautiful mountains. I used to lay there and look up at the sky, littered with stars, and all the trees and, things around me. And I used to think there has to be somebody who created this to start with. There has to be a God. And if you lived in Appalachian, let me tell you something, you knew there was, without a doubt. And it's funny how we all knew those gospel songs. Somebody had to sing them to us. Because some people I knew had never been to church, but they knew every word of every song. And I'm guessing it was Mama or Grandma, Mima, that taught the children to sing those songs. Or listening to them, like I did, at these porch singings. Bluegrass music, Irish jigs, classic country, and gospel music. All of it is part of who I am and where I come from. And my most cherished memories are the impromptu front porch concerts, because that's when we always had the best time. And like I said, I felt loved and I felt safe, and we had family and friends gathered around, and people just played what they felt, and those picked up and came along, and most of them were musicians who played by ear. There wasn't no sheet music to any of it. They all just played it because they loved it, because it was who they were, and it was about what they'd been through and where they hoped to go, and love and loss and hard times and good times. Music was so important to us, and it's still important to me. It really, really is. And that's why I wanted to share those times of those front porch singings where people just magically showed up somehow. Somebody'd say something to somebody else. Next thing you knew, everybody was over at May and Charlie's on the front porch. And a concert was started and would go on for hours. And it was a pretty nice memory as a child. And they're still doing it in a lot of places. I hope they are. And I'm glad that y'all came to visit me today. I really am. I appreciate it. Stopping by for these things. And it means a lot to me. From the bottom of my heart, it really does. It means a lot to me that y'all are here. And that I get to share these things with you. Wonderful people. And I'm hoping that y'all have a wonderful day. And don't forget, Mountain Bushcrafters Alliance. Sad Song Sunday, tomorrow night. Y'all check it out. I love each and every one of you. Take the time to be kind, will you? Have a great day.